G'day YouTube. What we're going to do today, we're going to use this mould and we're going to melt our gold, the polystyrene. What I have done is I've got a bucket of water beside me. So after we cut up the polystyrene, you put it in your storage area, and after a while you might get a bit of dirt on it, or as you've pulled it apart from the curbside cleanup or whatever, you cut it up and it'll still be dirty, so you want to make sure it's clean before you put it in your mould. So I've given these bits all a wash. Put it in your mould, like so. Then we put it in the oven. The oven's set at 200 degrees. And now we wait. Alright. This is what polystyrene looks like when it's been melted. It looks like a glassy stage. When it's at the glassy stage, you can press it. You can press it into the mould. You need a bit of force to do this. Needs to be in the oven a bit longer. Basically, and that's what you do. You press it into the mould. You got to make sure what you want to try and do is get rid of all the air bubbles. Back in it goes. And we wait some more. I've just taken the polystyrene out of the oven and now we're pressing it down to try and make it fill the mould out. It looks pretty good. Look at that. Nice and shiny. Try and press it down to get rid of the air bubbles, because there will be air bubbles. You won't know it until you turn it. Try your best, press it down as much as you can. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be filling this container. Grabbing some plastic styrene out of our bucket that they've been washed. Doesn't matter if they're wet. Well, I haven't found an issue with it anyway, because basically you're putting it in the oven and the oven's going to evaporate the water away, so that shouldn't be a problem. Just make sure when you're putting the pieces on, make sure they don't have any like glue, or this is like a glue tape or a foamy glue that helps stick the TV together. So we make sure that try and get the pieces nice and clean when it goes in. Because the worst thing you want is that you have a nice looking part and all of a sudden you find a bit of crap. You don't want crap in your piece that you're making. Check down the holes. check down the holes, make sure you don't have any crap in there. So we've got to put that back in the oven, let that melt down, and I can put some more in there so we can fill it up. Oops. Oops. Dropped a bit in the oven. Bye. After multiple attempts at, not attempts, but at pushing plastic, filling it up, then what happens is you want to get it out of the mold. You think, how am I going to get it out of the mold? This has been cooled down here. Well, what we do, this one's like a cake tin. You buy it from the supermarket. It's about $3.50 here in Oz anyway. Okay, so what we do is we put it back in the oven. Then we heat it up so we can just get it off, and the plastic will retain its shape. So yeah, that's what we're going to do, and I'll show you what it looks like after it's come out of the oven with no clothes on. Alright, be back. Actually, I tell a lie, I don't need to put it in the oven. Sometimes you do, but this one just pops straight off. Alright, and we just pull the bottom bit off. You don't want to bend out mold, so we just work it around. And there we go. One molded polystyrene, what would you want to call it? Ingot? No, it's not an ingot. Lump of gold. We'll say that. It's a lump of gold. No, polystyrene gold anyway. Alright, so that will be one part of our rocket engine. What we do is we put in the lathe, we skim across here, get a nice finish on that, turn this down, get a nice finish on that, turn this down, so this will turn up really well, and I'll show you the process of doing that. Anyway, since we got that one out, we can do another. And even if we did break this mold, it's cheap enough to get another one at the price anyway. I probably even have another one around the place. There you go. We start from square one again. Ideally, I need of these polystyrene gold. I've already done. I've already done 7 of these. That's what eventually it'll look like. 2 halves, 1 half there, 1 half there, stuck together, then turn on the lathe. So I currently have done 3 of these. Okay, so that's basically what happened is we after we cleaned it up, we glue it together, then we turn it down to this size here, because that's the size of the rocket engine. outside diameter of the rocket engine, then it just tapers in from there. So it doesn't matter about little bits on this edge here or these bits here. As long as we know when we start, as long as we have a good edge to go by. So these bits here, we'll put that on the inner, so when we taper it back, that'll be taken care of. That's the bell housing. So that's what we're going to look like. Something like that. Well, not quite like that, but it's something similar to that. Instead of the curved ring around here, we'll do just a square shoulder. On some of the photos of the F100 engine, it's either got a rounded steel bar that went around, or a square one. So we're going to go with a square one. Square one, yeah, I'm not sure they're thinking of the square or the round, but I think it's just possibly either what they've had or I don't know. Maybe the stresses involved in a square one would actually be stronger than a round, but yeah, I don't know. Oh no, so that's why I'm going to go with a square one. I only had round polystyrene when I was doing that, and I think this is this doesn't look the best anyway, so that's why I'm doing the gonna make it out of this, our polystyrene gold. Alright, we will start on another one of these. Yes. So what I need is, I need more polystyrene. Find some more TVs, eh? No, I've got a stash of polystyrene. Anyway, some's sitting in the bucket beside me. Just got to make sure we clean it, get the dirt out of it. Mr. Bean strikes again, into the abyss it goes. Anyway, we make sure it's clean. These were the grills on the side of the TV. Let the vent holes to let the heat escape and the air to cool it down. In the mould it goes, just like that. Can you see that? Just like that, in the mould. And we'll put some more in there, then put it back in the mould. Sorry, put it back in the oven, and we start the process all again. And that's pretty easy to make one of those. Discus, shot put, no, frisbee, big wheel for something. When like I said, melting polystyrene is quite easy to do. Anyone can do it. What you need is the all in all, you need a mold of some type. If you want to just make a square block or something like that, or something round, you can go to this trouble. This would be solid. So yes, you could use your imagination, do whatever you like. And once you turn it on the lathe, you can collect the swarf that it makes, and you can put it back in the pot to reuse again. But whether you want to do that or not, it's up to you. But alright, catch you later. Bye.